Hey, good morning guys, welcome to my August garden tour. This morning I just got out here and trimmed back the plectranthus. You can see how the grass is dying around the urn base, and it's also been difficult to mow and trim and keep things nice and tight, so I thought I'd just chop that back. But you can see how beautifully these petunias have come back since I gave them their haircut. I think it's been 3 weeks. They're absolutely gorgeous. I will give these one more cut back before it gets too cold here. And also this time of year there's a lot of pest pressure. I don't think these have got aphids yet, but my jellyfish hanging basket and my concrete wall urns are covered. So you can see all the aphids. Yuck. And then on this side as well, so I am going to cut these back one more time just before I change them out for fall. And then coming around this side, my jellyfish hanging basket. It's kept its shape for the most part, and I do love the yellow and the silver. It's very beautiful, but it's covered in aphids already. Next year I'm going to be sticking to begonias because they are less susceptible to pests. Let me just step back and show you how beautiful this thing is. It's huge. But I am going to cut it back one more time and just hope for the best. And coming around the side shade garden, this hanging basket was on the floor yesterday. In fact, let me put in a clip here. So I just came out and found this hanging basket lying on the floor, but surprisingly very little damage. You can see this is what broke off. Let me just move my camera stand. Hardly anything, which is so amazing. So I'm glad it didn't get too damaged. If you go in close on the mizzou, you can see some bruising and some dead leaves, but for the most part it still looks okay. The rest of the flower bed is looking good. The boba hydrangea blooms are spent, and then I ended up overwatering this bed when I reseeded my lawn. So my ajuga, it doesn't look too good, and then also my brunnerias took a nosedive. So you try and fix one thing and then destroy another. Anywho. The lamb's ear and hosta still look beautiful. Fuchsia hanging basket is done blooming for now. I'm hoping to get one more round of blooms before it gets too cold. I have taken cuttings of my fuchsias that I want to try and overwinter. Tradescanthia nanook blooming. I do need to come in and clip off the old leaves on my caladiums. These leaves are so beautiful. They're huge. This one's got 2 holes in it. My plant rack is doing well. I've got a random mother of millions coming up with my string of coins. I'm not mad about that. And then my Discidia has gone pink. It's so pretty. Everything else is doing well. The Peperomia Hope has got a lot of new babies shooting out everywhere. And then I did cut back my string of hearts that I had inside. I'll show you that in another video, but you can see all the babies. Mistletoe cactus, looking good. I did propagate my Hoya linearis because I want to make a nice big hanging basket and more cuttings. Coming over this side, Coleus has gone nuts. It's so beautiful. I think it's got a bit of sunburn. We've had so many hot days here, oh my word. But I'm going to be digging out the Brunnera and the Heuchera soon and then popping them in the landscape. And then I think I'll just cut the Coleus back and center it in the pot. If you stand this side, it doesn't even look like there are other plants in there with the Coleus. My wire vine topiary needs a bit of attention, but it's looking healthy. I did bring the mama donkey's tail back out from the basement. She's starting to recover. You can see all the little pups forming on the damaged stems. So she'll be beautiful here in no time. My burrow's tail that I had under the tree was getting actually too much sun. And it was going a weird yellow color. So I moved it here, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, and it's looking a lot better. They also sometimes make like little brown spots on the end. Just pop those off. And it actually encourages little babies to form along the stem. And then they make these beautiful little clusters, like here. Then the same thing with my string of pearls. It was also under that tree. Let me just come around here. So in our area, the string of pearls, they can handle full sun, full shade. The only thing is in full sun, they tend to go a purple color, which I don't really care for. And they also make smaller pearls. Let me show you if I yank that out of here. You can see the color difference and the size difference. So they've done blooming now. There is still a random flower spike coming up here and there, but now they are shooting out all their babies, all the brand new pearl strands. Let me show you. This one's on the tip, but they're actually all along the stems too. Where's a good example here? You can see all the new baby strands coming out everywhere. So this plant will just get fuller and thicker, which I'm very happy about. Then the string of pearls, same thing. It's also got a lot of little shoots coming out everywhere. You hold up a strand and you'll be able to see them. But this one's put on a lot of length, which I love. Coming around this side, my succulent topiary is looking amazing. Let me swing you around this side. So in about a month and a half, I need to chop all of these succulents and then soak them in isopropyl alcohol just to get rid of all the creepy crawlies before I bring them into the basement. And then I must think of something fun to do with all this donkey tail. The Supertunia persimmon is hanging in there, needs another haircut. And then over on the table, I've made some coleus cuttings that I want to use in some of my fall pots. And then I did propagate a few cups of sedum Tokyo Sun. My new additions, I got 4 little cotyledon pendants. Let me just show you that from close. So I ordered 4 little cups online, and then I popped them into this little hanging basket, and they've put on so much growth already. You see, they make these beautiful orange blooms. There's a new one. So I'm hoping to make this a nice giant hanging basket in time. And then I got me a frizzle sizzle. It's so cute. And it originates from Cape Town, South Africa. Something from home. How cool is that? So I'm going to try and keep that alive. Then coming around this side, this caladium's looking beautiful still. Just love this color. And then my beautiful upright elephant ear. It fills this area in so nicely. And then the plants beneath it are doing well. The emerald falls and the string of pearls have reached the floor. And then I will be collecting seed from these dichondras soon. You swing you around slowly. I did go ahead and change out the experimental hanging basket. It was a complete fail. That lobelia was driving me nuts, always going up into the air. So I pulled it apart, and then I was at the garden center and bought all of these annuals on sale. They were quite terrible when I bought them. I'll put an insert in here. I took 3 cuttings from my friend's potato vine and popped them in here. I got the Supertunia Bordeaux. I've got a double yellow Calibrachoa, a single yellow Calibrachoa, and then I've got the Royal Velvet, and I think this is the magenta, and a Euphorbia. So I packed this one quite full because it's end of season, and I'm hoping it'll end up looking nice. We'll see, time will tell. And coming around here, these were the cuttings that I took when my hanging basket fell down, and they're doing really well. They're filling in beautifully, they look very healthy. This is the pot where I had the sedum Tokyo Sun in that I'm propagating on the porch. My pastel succulent planter is looking beautiful. Love the blue one. It's so pretty. I think next year the center one needs to be in its own pot. It's a beast. It just wants to grow bigger and bigger. It's unbelievable, and it just keeps blooming. It's got little blooms everywhere. So pretty. This side shade garden bed, some of my hostas have gone crispy, but this surefire white begonia kind of blocks the air conditioner out. It's huge. These hostas are still hanging in there, and this elephant ear is glorious. It's absolutely beautiful. Brunnera is being chewed up by something. I do periodically come in and just trim the ugly leaves off. My Nelly Moser clematis has started climbing up. And then my creeping Jenny border has started filling in. My new side garden bed, my alliums are finished blooming. And then the supertunias are still hanging in there. They're still giving a lot of beautiful color. I clipped these daisy mays further down to the fresh growth. So they look a lot better. Lemon coral sedum border has thickened up nicely. And then my cardinal roses, this is their third time blooming this year. So beautiful. My Eden climbing roses, they've made it almost all the way to the top of the trellis, which is incredible because they froze right down to the ground. They are in their second year, so they have not re-bloomed for me. I believe once they're 3 to 5 years old, they start repeat blooming. So I'm looking forward to those maturing. And then coming into the vegetable garden, I've still got some onions that I need to harvest out. And then my beets are starting to size up a bit. And then I'll take these onions out and direct sow some spinach, possibly lettuce, maybe some beets. Purple bell vine is not doing good. There is some volunteer plant that's growing in there, and I think all the roots got choked out. So I'm going to be removing that here soon. Kajari melons are done. They're interesting. I don't know if I'll do them again, but it was a nice experience. Cabbages are sizing up. Coming around this side, my hanging baskets have put on a bit of size, but a lot of bug pressure. You can see all the petals are chewed up. This basket that I cut back has reflushed beautifully. Look how healthy that is. A lot of buds. And then this vintage coral calabricoa is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, especially with the dichondra. There's another surefire white begonia that's taken over. Sunflowers, they're a bit droopy this morning. This container is starting to flush out again. I did cut it back hard, so it's taken a little bit longer. And then on this side, it's a different variety of sunflower. It's like one of those full fuzzy ones. Coming around here, my ornamental kale and cabbages look good. They're getting nice and tall. I did pop a cucumber into this grow bag, so that's sized up nicely. And then I believe the cabbages will start coloring up once it gets cooler. There is one back here that's gone purple, so that's cool. I've still got quite a few tomatoes that can be harvested, and then others that are still ripening. This one I need to trim back a bit. This bed, I'm probably going to pull some of these pepper plants soon and start seeding lettuce and all the fall crops, some cilantro. Coming around this side, I did harvest all the onions, and then I put in some cauliflower seed, and then right after I thinned them out, this one started wilting. And then I've got another one there and over there, but they're all bug eaten. And then I did direct sow some spinach in this little area. This pot, I'd cut this one back quite hard, but it's come back nicely. The bacopa is blooming, and then the gara is putting on some nice fresh growth. And the verbena is loaded with buds. My carrots are looking nice, and then I've got some bunching onions at the top of the bed, so that's looking good. My seascape strawberries, they gave me a beautiful harvest in the spring, and then since then just runners, so I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong there. And then my herb bed is wild. I've got some flowering Thai basil and cinnamon basil, and the pollinators love it. Succulents are looking good. So these Eden climbing roses are a bit behind. That's because we left a little maple kind of in this raised bed when we installed the vegetable garden. So that was shading the roses out, and then its roots were taking over this raised bed. So we moved that in the fall, and it lives over there now. And coming over on this side, string of bananas is still full and beautiful. It really loves its spot in the full sun. And then my little whipcord, its canopy is really beautiful this year. It's also second year that I've had this plant. And then those are starting to come back as well. Begonia border, not my favorite. You can see on this side it's taller and it kind of goes down there. This side shorter, and then it kind of raises up here. And then on this side it's beautiful. So I need to think of what I'm going to plant in there next year. I like changing it up. Then coming out on the front porch, No changes, everything's just hanging in there. The hostas on this side still look really good. And then my porch containers are so beautiful. On this side, let's see, the hostas in the back corner look good, but this one here up front is, like from July it gets very crispy, it's getting way too much sun. So I'm going to relocate that guy in the fall. On this side I've still got a foxglove in bloom. I love that color. And then the salvia and lamb's ear look beautiful. I do need to trim this little border. Oh, and my lady's mantle's not doing anything, so I'm going to see how that looks next year. Coming around this side, I've got some Japanese anemones coming back, so I need to take those out. This border looks silly. Don't like how that ended up. And then the excuse me, the Hakonacloa and hostas and the white impatiens look really beautiful. Really, I just wanted to show you what the sedum autumn joy is doing. I cut this back on the 4th of July. And it's just thrown out a whole bunch of blooms. Also not happy with the begonias this year. And then I am going to be relocating this nepida in the fall. And then the alliums still look really beautiful.